Welcome to Healthy Talks with Letitia Jackson, your healthcare lady. And today we have such a privilege to have Zakeus Banks on with us on today. He is an excellent chef who has been traveling all around the world, serving people one meal at a time. Also, too, have been seen on Real Housewives as well, shown on their show as well. And so, just happy to have you with us on today.
I appreciate it.
I thank you for joining us on today, and I'm just so excited for this conversation that we're going to have on today with Healthy Talks. We're here to promote being healthy, happy, and insured through conversations on today. So, the keys, I always ask people, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Ooh. Well, I mean, it's not too much. I'm Zeke. I mean, I think everybody know that. 25, married. I got 3 little girls, 7, almost 4, and almost 1 in a few days.
Okay.
I'm originally from Tupelo, and I think that's about it.
That's about it.
I think that's about it.
All right then. So let me ask you a question. So you're known for being a great chef. You're known for what do you call yourself? A surgeon, chef?
The Culinary Surgeon.
The Culinary Surgeon. So where did that name come from?
Actually, Jazz Buchanan.
Okay.
She gave me that name about 2 years ago, and it just stuck. And I just been running with it.
Good deal. So, how long have you been cooking?
Ooh, collectively. Well, I mean, if we're gonna go back, like we're gonna go back. My grandma, she taught me how to cook when I was 3.
I should have known your grandma had something to do with
So
this.
by the time I was 5, I was cooking full meals.
Wow.
So I get out of school, and my mom would still be at work. And my grandma, she stayed real sick. So it was me and my little brother, and of course we had to eat. So I was basically just going there and cook for her. My grandma would take something out. She was just like, Zakeus, go cook that. And even if I didn't know how to cook it, I still went in there and acted like I knew how. I did. And I mean, it just went from there. Like, honestly, just went from there. I didn't think I would ever get this far with my journey because I want to be an orthodontist.
Really? So, orthodontics, cook, okay, 2 different lines.
I didn't want to go to school for 15 years.
I got you. I understand that. So, do you remember your first meal you ever cooked?
Ooh. I do. It was some cheeseburgers.
Okay.
I think I had just turned 5. It was 2 days before my birthday. And I had just got out of preschool. And my grandma, she would show me how to do it because we was known for patting out sausages. So patting out a hamburger was just like patting out sausages.
Yeah.
And she didn't cook with a lot of seasons, but she always had accent. And I remember doing that. We had made us some burgers and some fries.
Yeah.
She cut the potatoes up for me. And I cooked the burgers. They weren't done, of course. But, she went in there and fixed. I was so happy. I ran down. My mom, she was just getting off work. And I met outside with one. And I was just like, I made you a burger. And she was just like, son, it's good, but it's not done. And I think it was the very first meal that I actually prepared just about by myself.
By yourself, wow. And so since then, you've been cooking ever since then?
Ever since then. I stopped. Honestly, I had started working at Peppers.
Okay.
And I stopped for a couple of years because it's just, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Because like I said, I wanted to be an orthodontist. I had braces so long, it was just like, I kind of grew a connection with them. Okay. And I mean,
that's funny, I'm sorry.
I started, but it just happened. Once I became a manager at Peppers, I started taking care of my employees. So I would cook them meals and stuff at work. Okay. I would bring them food and stuff like that. And one of them actually like, will you do my wedding? I was just like, I don't know. And she was like, come on, you can do it, you got it. And I was just like, I think I charged her $100.
Oh, wow.
It was like $100 for I think she had 100 people.
Okay, $100 for the food and the service?
So,
okay.
And so, that was my very first wedding. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know, it was, for my first event, it was pretty perfect. Right. But I stopped. Okay. I stopped because I was just like, I just don't want to do this. But, I kept cooking, kept going, kept doing it. And somebody else asked me, and it was a larger scale. I was just like, still, I just don't know. Right. But they were just like, just go for it, just trust it. And I accepted it. Okay. nervous. I'm talking about super nervous, and
I
just
can
trying
imagine.
and just make sure everything goes smooth. And my birthday had came up. It was 2 months before the wedding.
Okay.
And one of my gifts, my wife, she had got me some chafing dishes.
Okay.
So she had got me everything I needed for the wedding.
That was nice.
And I mean, from there, it kind of just went from there.
So, what would you say was your largest crowd or wedding or event you ever had to serve?
It was 300, and I did it. Well, it was 300 meals. I did it for Cirque du Soleil. They flew in Tupelo. They had a show here about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It was just like when I was first starting out, and I had a good friend that worked at the airport, and she was just like, "Listen, Cirque du Soleil came in. They need somebody to do the food. You know, the person I know that was like, I just want you to do it." And yeah.
Wow. So how did you prepare?
It was a lot. It was a lot. Luckily, they flew a lot of things in from London. So like all the paper goods, condiments and all that, they flew all that in. And the only thing I had to do was buy the food and prep it. And between me and Ashley, it was an all-day process.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because it was like the first time I really just did that much food.
Right.
I mean, nervous, but it all worked out.
Wow.
And they flew back home full.
I can't imagine 300 people because I got a family, what, 6 of us? 6 of us, I'm sorry. I lose count of my kids sometimes. And just trying to prepare a Sunday meal sometimes takes all day for me sometimes.
Yeah.
So 300 people, oh man, I can't imagine. So what all goes into preparing for such an event like that?
A lot. You looking at, you got first, where you gonna shop at? You analyzing the menu, where can I get this, where can I get this, and you taking everything, from what the initial budget was, and then trying to break all that down into shopping for everything.
Right.
Make sure you still can get everything, and then if you can't, you gotta figure out where you can get it from. So you got that part, mapping out the whole process. And then you got the process of actually going to shop for it, pick up all your supplies. You got that part, then you got the prep. You got the prep for it, then you got the other actual event. You got the cooking, the serving, and all that. So it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
So I'm sure this has happened to you with events. Have you ever had an event where people say, "Hey, we're going to feed 50 people," and 100 show up?
Okay.
And how? Because I know it happened. So how do you address the situation? Say, we only did 50, 100 show up.
I don't want to say I never get intimidated by it because you never know. Right. It always happens, and I always try to prepare extra.
Right. And
if I see there's more, than enough people, you just go into fast thinking mode. What can I reduce on? To make sure that this person get this and everybody still gets something to eat. And I never go back and just be like, well, you had this many lines and stuff. You just go with it and just, and as long as everybody got something, I think it's sure.
Because I'm going to tell you, I've had experience where people say, well, I'm sorry, you're going to pick 50 people and it's all we're going to feed tonight.
Yeah, I can't do it personally. I can't do it personally because I like to host people at my house. Right. Even if I only invite 5 to 6 people to my house. I always try to prepare for like it's 20 or 30 because I know people like to tell people, well, I'm going over to Zeke's house and doing this. And so I always think about that. And, I like to eat too. Right. And so, when I don't eat, I just be like, it's straight, but at the same time, I be wanting to eat.
You're hungry, don't eat anything. I get you on that. So, at what age did you go to culinary school?
So, actually, I'm privately trained.
Okay.
So, I have a chef mentor, and I know a few other chefs. Okay. That kind of just took me under the wing and just gave it the green light, the sword.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So it's an artistry. Dealing with, I'm an artist at hand. Food and art, they kind of, play a role with each other.
People love pretty food.
They do.
But it has to taste good too.
You're right.
I don't like a plate full of pretty food and it doesn't taste good. It's like, this is, you pay for the look, Right. Yeah, so that's good there. So, all right. So you said you want to be orthodontic, you change your mind, end up being a chef, a well-known chef, and your food is delicious. I've eaten several times, and it's really, really good. So, what kind of advice could you give somebody who wanted to get into cooking, into that industry? What advice would you give them?
It's tough. It's definitely tough, and you have to what one will like, another one may not. And I mean, with this industry, you got to have tough skin. You got to, because it's, you know, it's just part of it. You know, when I first started out, I was doing an event for a church. I think it was back in 19. And I always hated cooking for older people. Like I did. It was just because I was just like, because they like things a certain way.
Right, that's true.
And I try to avoid pork and all that stuff like that. And it was just like, I heard one of them was saying, I forgot what vegetable it was, but he was just like, he didn't put no salt in this. And from then on, I was just like, ooh, I got to win these older people over. And so, you know, it was a trial and everything. You just got to keep trying at it.
I'm gonna tell you, at these cookouts, when they actually bring you potluck and you're cooking, you gotta think about it. Don't put enough too much seasoning in it, and then no seasoning. Right. Or make a separate bowl for no salt, and it can get pretty tough. So I can't imagine how you can satisfy so many people. You know.
Yeah, and you won't be able to, and it's just something you have to grow to realize. And you know, even though when you know, something, well, I didn't like this, you know, you should have did this, you had to say.
So people do tell you that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a couple people that tell me. I just had a consultation a few days ago. And it was like, well, I think, I did a tasting for them. They were just like, well, I think you should tweak this and it should be perfect. And I was just like, you know, I got you. Yeah. I got you. And it's just something you just go with.
So you take it as a criticism to satisfy the client.
Because I never tell a person, well, this is the way I'm cooking it, and this is the way it's going to be. Because when you have a client, they want a certain taste, you have to go for that. Right. You have to go for it. And I mean, when you do that, you adapt to your customer more. Right. And so it's just, you know, I cook for so many people. And I know when certain clients book me, I know, well, look, you remember what you did for me? You know, 4 events ago, I need that same taste. Like, you know how hard it is to duplicate the taste?
Something like that. Wow. So, let me ask you a question. So, I first met you, I'm not sure if you remember. I remember you had a restaurant. You had into the old mall here in School. So how was that like from the opening of the restaurant? Well, from the thought of having a restaurant, from opening a restaurant to owning on, like, and now
it was tough.
Okay.
It was. I mean, honestly, it was tough, and I had a well-known couple around here. You know, they looked into me and it was just like, you know, we're gonna help you do this. Okay. You know, and it was just like at that time. You know, I'm still young now, but I was just like, I didn't want anybody because my head was like really big. You know, I had already started to develop like a huge client list. Yes. And it was like, I didn't want the help. I would listen to it, but it was just like, I got it. I can do this. You know, and like I said, I was still catering. So I had the restaurant, I had the catering. And trying to manage both of them and then trying to deal with, you know, a family at the same time. It was tough. It was tough, but I mean, it was definitely a learning experience from it. And people ask me all the time, would you do it again? Would you do it again? And honestly, I don't know. I say yeah. I do say, I really do. Because I think it would just be so dope to just get back out there and do it again. Right. But then it's at the same time, I always have a problem, like with my past, well, I don't want to say failures, with my past lessons. It's always kind of hard to look back on them and just be like, do I really want to go back out here and, you know, fail this one again? Right. But it's just like, with time, everything, you know.
Some things you said I want to point out. First thing you said was you had to help. Right. But you kind of refused it because you thought you knew it all. Right. So what happened when you thought you knew it all? Like, what type of advice you could have received then that would may have helped you out now? When they were trying to help you in some areas.
Well, now that I know what I know, like I would have took everything that, you know, they said I needed. You know, let me help you do this. Let me help you manage your books. Let me get you somebody to order your truck. You know, let me hire your people instead of you hiring them. Gotcha. Let me do this, let me do that. And I was just like, I got it. Just, you know, let me sort. But it's just like, you know, when it's there, you should take it. And that's one thing that I had to learn over the years. And I'm still learning it now. But it's easier now for me to accept help than it was 4 or 5 years ago.
That's important. That's very important. to be able to receive the help. Although you may know what you're doing, I know how to cook, I got my ingredients, but you can never get too much help, especially if you got someone who may be in that industry already and know what they're doing to receive the help. So I always say, just come like with your glass empty and let them just pour into you what they know. And then once you got what you need, then you just kind of, you shape it to how you want it. So I heard receiving the help. So you should always, you know what, good help is always needed. I don't care how good you are doing the business. I don't care where you are. You at the highest level. You cannot ever not stop receiving help to get to the next level. So another thing too, you said you was handling both. You handling the restaurant and you were catering, just trying to juggle both of them at the same time. And it was hard.
It was a lot. I think when I did that, I was 20.
Oh wow. How old are you now?
I'm 25.
25. 20-year-old juggling a catering business and a restaurant.
It was a lot. I thought I could handle it, but I mean, sometimes you got to take a step back. You got to reevaluate everything, and I mean, I will. And it's just like when I was in there, I mean, everything was good,
right?
You know, I but it was just becoming too much. I mean, mentally, you know, it was a lot. You know, we had just had one of my babies then, my second child. We had just had her not too long after that, and it was just like everything started happening so fast. You know, the couple, they wanted me to wait to open. I was just like, no, I want to go and open it. Like, let's go. Like, you know, and I was pushing it. Like, we was in there sun up, sun down. Like, from painting to getting the walls right to, you know, trying to get everything in the kitchen. I know they probably got tired of me calling, but I'm like, when can we do this? Like, when can we go get this and all that? And, you know, even like after we opened it, like, are you sure? Are you sure you're I'm like, I'm good, let's go. And the first day came and it was just like, woo.
Were you busy?
It was packed.
Wow.
Like from the doors to where the line started. And it was bagged up. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that. Did people have to wait?
Right.
Yeah, they waited.
Right.
They waited.
And what were you serving at the restaurant?
We did pastas, we did burgers, we did wings, we did salads. So I kind of had a combination of everything. If I could have put steaks and everything else on there, I would have. But I think for that environment, you need something quick. You know, and my idea wasn't the idea of quick. It was everything fresh to order. You know, somebody wants wings, I'm not gonna have a tub of wings.
Right.
Wait, you know, I'm dropping wings. They're gonna cook 10, 15 minutes. You're gonna sauce some cookie fries. And you know, but that was the wrong concept.
Yeah. Well, I see again, you're chef. So chef want that fresh look, fresh. I get that. But you said that you look back and you look some things that you hate to look back on, but I'm hearing good things. I'm hearing at 20 years old you had a restaurant. Who do you know 20 years old had a restaurant? Like that's the first thing. That's an accomplishment. Although you say it didn't go as planned or it's not there now, but you learn from that. You learn from that. Right. So now you can go back and say, I know what I need to be successful if I want to do this again. Right. So I call that failing forward. You fail forward into something, right? Yeah. So, and sometimes we go through things in life, we have to look back and see, ooh, that was pretty bad, a bad moment in my life, but I see the good out of it. We can always grow from our past, whether it's good or bad, we always can grow from it and learn from that. So, I'll say kudos to you because I don't know me 20 years old who had a restaurant, I'm just saying.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so good deal on that. So, now, you also said that it was a strain on you mentally. Right. So, you know, and we promote being healthy, you know, promote your mental state of mind, your physical being, your financial state of mind, also your spiritual being. So mentally, it played a heavy role on you. So can you elaborate more on mentally how that affected you mentally, and then how did it affect your business, and what kind of advice can you give from that state of mind? That's a question, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Honestly, when it came down to the mental part of it, it was just like I said in the beginning, everything was going good in my eyes. But it's like I could also see it falling from there.
Okay.
And, you know, it was just like doing everything that I could not to get to that point. So I would just like, I open the restaurant, I have my first plate, get there about 6, start the prep. I go get any groceries that we might need from there, and I get in there, I'll start the prep. And then from there, I'm trying to help cook, and then I'm also trying to deal with clients from my catering as well. Right. So, I mean, they'll come up there, we'll be doing the invoices, and then I had to run back there from the kitchen, and just trying to juggle all that. It strained me. And like I said, having a baby in the midst of all that, it was just like, it was a lot of sleepless nights. It was a lot of nights where I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, can I even get up to go to the store today? Right. Or, and it got to the point like that. I would just be so tired. It was a lot. It's like I said, it's because I didn't want to accept the help. Right. I had the support. I had the team. But it was me trying to be Superman. And it's just like, and like I said, but that's one thing I had to learn. Like, like when it's there, take it. Exactly. And even to this day, I got like all the help that's offered, I take it now, because it's just like, and when I say I can just see everything just falling the way it needs to. Right. It's because I just let that part of my pride go. I mean, any advice I just would say from that is just, if you can avoid it, avoid it. Because that's the only thing you can do. Like, if it's there, take it. Right. Even if you don't think it's right for you, someone might be seeing what you're not seeing. And, when you got somebody like that in your corner, it's just good to listen to them. And just, so yeah, I would just say, take all the advice you can. Listen to everybody you can, and take all the help you can. Because like I said, it gets tough. It gets really, really tough. That's some good advice. I think I have a younger sibling, and he's in his 20s, and we try to help him out, but he has it all figured out. I think as young adults, we all go through that phase of, I got it. How many times we tell our parents, I got it. You call my mom right now. She can tell you so many things. We're trying to help you. That my son, I got it. But my daughter, I got it. Okay, you got it figured out. But then I say, you know what? They'll be back. Right. They'll be back because they need my help. So that's some great advice. When you have the help, some good help, take the help, take the advice, and I'm sure have you taken that help, it would be a different narrative today. I'm 100% positive. 100% positive. I mean, sometimes I look back and I just look back at everything over the years, still to this day. Like, if I would have did this, where would I be right now? Still, and I beat myself up about it. Almost constantly. Like, that's one of the biggest things that constantly sits on my mental. Because I can just imagine, I've seen so much of my life already, just dreams and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I done seen it, but why it's not here? Like, why I haven't got to that point yet? And then everything just started hitting me. It's just like, you didn't do this. You didn't do that. Like I told you, I set it all out for you. Wow. But, I mean, you strayed away from this person and that person and that person. When all along, I sent that person there to help you get to where you want to be. Wow. And so now, like I said, I'm older and, I'm more advanced in my career. Right. Like I said, that's why I take everything that, anybody tell me. I had this one woman, that she come works with me every time I need her. And like, basically she's like my older sister. Okay. Like she give it to me raw, and it's just, and it's just like my wife, my mom, my best friend, they all like, you so hard-headed, you so stubborn. And it's just like, it's hard getting out of this shell, but it's like, it's slowly cracking. Right. And with that little crack, I done received so much. That's good. You have to be positioned to be able to receive it. Exactly. Be in position to receive the help. I agree with you 100%. I promise I do. I think back on some things where people were trying to help me, trying to tell me things, and I think I was stubborn, or thought I knew more than they knew, or just didn't trust their judgment, right? And then it hits me, it's like, they warned me, they told me, right? But again, I always believe you fail forward. I appreciate it. Because now you know. So now, as you move forward in life,
move forward in your career. Now you know what not to do, what to do. You know who's in your corner, who's not in your corner.
Right.
You know all that, you know. So I think we all go through things for a reason. And sometimes, like when we come to a wall, it's like God said, okay, I showed you. Now you did it your way. Now
Right.
come do it my way. Let me teach you and show you do it my way. And your way become easy. So you have done weddings and events, and also too you have traveled from state to state doing meals. So how you get to different states doing different meals, doing different events?
Social media.
Social media.
Honestly, it's just like, I mean, I say social media, and then it just comes from me doing other events in other states, and those people just referring me. I mean, now this year alone, I've been to 13 different states.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I've met some people nobody would probably believe if I told them. And it's just like, it's crazy. And that itself gets tiring. It was 1 week, I took 3 planes, 3 different states, so 1 week, back to back to back. And it was like, it's just, it's a blessing.
Right.
You know, to be able to do that. I don't even know how much more to say behind it, because that's simply what it is.
Right.
And I'm really humble. I really am. And for a while, like, I would even tell people, I'm working here, or, I'm working there, or I'm going to work with this person. And even like when I did Real Housewives,
right, we
shot at the beginning of this year. And it was so hard not to say anything. Like, it was just like, it was crazy. One of I consider my sister as well. I know a couple event planners in Atlanta, but this one right here, Atlanta's like my second home.
Okay.
And so every event she gets, she calls and she was like, Zeke, I hope you're not booked. I just hope you're not booked. And if you are booked, you need to figure something out, because I need you. And from there, she's connected me with so many different people. And that's how, honestly, that's how I got, with the Real Housewives.
Right.
And it was just like, when she called me, I said, you playing. Like, come on.
So what was your feeling? So what did she say when she called you? I want to know.
So I was shopping for an event. I think it was like 8 o'clock. And she was just like, Zeke. She was like, FaceTime me right now. I was just like, okay. So I FaceTime, I'm looking at kale and fruits and all this stuff like that. And she was just like, Bravo called me. And I said, Bravo. And I'm like, who is Bravo? And she was like, the network. I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Right, exactly.
I'm just like, you doing the event? She was like, yeah. She was like, but guess what? Who? I was just like, who? And she said, Sheree. I said, who is Sheree? And she was like, Real Housewives. Yeah. I said, oh, okay. I said, that's good. You gonna do it? Like, she was like, yeah, but you doing food. I was just like, you playing. And from there, I was just like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? Like, my name. And she was like, yeah, like, you doing it. Like, you doing the food. I'm waiting for the menu. So, like, I had to create a menu with everything that I do. Everything to do, so they could pick everything that they wanted. And when she called me, it was like a week before the event. And I was just like, that's not a lot of time. But I was just like, you got to do it. And I was just like, I was so nervous. Like, everybody in my house, they were just like, what's wrong? Like, I didn't say it straight out. I was just like, I just got a call. They were like, what's the call? And I was just like, I'll be on Real Housewives. And like, it was just from there, it was just like that whole week leading up to it. It was just like, go. Like, it was just constantly just, it was a lot. It was a lot of work.
I can't even imagine. I was probably fell out of my seat. Like, you want me to do what?
Oh, my soul left my body. And like, even when it aired, it was just like, well, before it aired, the trailer came out.
Yeah.
And I was the first person that you seen on the trailer, and it's just like, ooh, this kind of crazy. So everybody, like, somebody tagged me beforehand, and they was just like, they shared. I was like, you got to delete it.
Right.
You got to delete it. I don't want nobody seeing this. I didn't want that.
Right.
And then it just got uncontrollable after that. Everybody started. I was just like, I can't inbox everybody.
Exactly.
And everybody was messaging me and stuff like that, and it was just like, how you didn't say that? I can't.
Can't say anything.
I can't.
You had a contract you had to sign.
It was a contract. It was all on the phone. cracked and all, but it was a lot, and it was just like from when it aired, it was just like a surreal moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like everything that like I worked for,
right?
Like it's finally happened. Even though I've worked before then, I've worked with some other people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, I can't say names,
right?
But it's just like that moment was different because it was seen.
Everybody saw it,
and it was just like I didn't know how to feel. And it's kind of how my post, it was all over the place. Like it was really all over the place. Mm-hmm. It's just because like it's here, the moment,
right?
It's here, and like it's just like I don't know. It still dwells on me because people ask. I seen every day I go out. I seen you on TV. Ain't you that chef from TV? Like you famous? And I'm like, no, I ain't famous yet. But you know, one day, hopefully.
Right. So you get the phone call. You there. You prepared the meal report. How was it like just shooting that with film? Ooh, meeting the cast and being part of it.
Honestly, it was crazy how it all happened because it was raining.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got there, I unloaded my truck, and then I had somebody say, "Well, we need to move your truck." They moved my truck, and I had transportation all night to get me back and forth to where we go. Wow. So I mean, I felt like I was important for a while. And then get in the house, you know, I came in with my shoes on, and there was something told me to wear matching socks that day. So, cause I'm not a sock person, but like I hate them. But something told me to wear matching socks that day, and I'm glad I listened. Mm-hmm. Because when I got in there, I started taking stuff in, go to the kitchen, and then when the producer got, you got to take the shoes off. I'm like, oh. And now Sheree, she got all marble floors in the house. I'm talking about hard. And so, like, just imagine walking on concrete floors with no shoes. Well, marble floors with no shoes on for 12 hours.
Wow, the whole time.
The whole time.
So the whole staff like that, or just
the whole staff except for the housewife.
Of course.
And so it was just like, I mean, feet was hurting, but you couldn't show all that. So like when the first camera actually hit me, I was just like, am I looking right? Is my smile right? Do I need to smile and all that? And then, you know, they was giving me cutting egg rolls and stuff like that. And then Kenya walked up to me and she said something to me, and well, I didn't know how to respond at first. I was just like, but then it just started flowing, and then everybody else, we just started talking and stuff like that. And from there, it was just like, I'm cool now. I'm good.
That's pretty awesome there, man. I don't know many people from Mississippi, I'm going to say that, you know, who started out again at such a young age, growing up cooking at 5, had his own restaurant at 20, also the catering business, he's 25 now, and then you end up on Real Housewives. I mean, that's awesome. So, I mean, I don't know many people who could say that.
Right.
So when you say things like, I hate to look back at my past, I see nothing but goodness. I do. I'm a person who I can weave out all the bad and say, what's the good in all this, right?
Right.
What is the good in all of this that makes me who I am? And learn from all the other things that I didn't like about it.
Right.
Yeah. So that is awesome. So you say you're not famous, but you are famous. I know you're humble. You don't want to say it, right? But so a lot of people know who you are.
Right.
They know exactly who you are. Like I said, I saw you from a distance, and then I think just through some referrals, I said, well, I met you at a Ruby Play one day. You had some food by somebody at Ruby Play. I'm like, this guy, he pretty cool, you know? So it's been good from there. So all these great things are coming up for you. And then, but how does all this play on your health? You going back and forth?
Oh, it's tough because I run. Mm-hmm. Weekends, I don't sleep. I don't. Start from Thursday night to Sunday afternoon. It's probably 5-6 hours of sleep between the whole weekend.
That's not healthy.
It's not. I tell myself that. Everybody tell me that. But I do it. Honestly. And it's not healthy. And they say if you don't sit down, God will sit you down.
Right.
So, you know, I done had 2 strokes.
Wow.
2 strokes. I passed out like 5 times. My first stroke was actually at an event.
And, is it recently or?
No, my first stroke was the year before last.
Okay, about 2 years ago.
About 2 years ago.
So at age 23.
23.
A stroke.
Had my first stroke. And I don't put it. I didn't know what happened. Honestly, it was just like, honestly, I thought I had COVID.
Okay.
Because it's like I lost my taste. Like everything just wasn't right. I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't know what was going to happen. And on the weekends, I don't eat. You know, I try to stay hydrated.
Right.
But eating and sleeping is not on the agenda during the weekends. And that particular day, like I said, I was running. It was a Saturday. I know Friday I had an event that day. It was a Friday wedding. And I got up to do the next one. It was a surprise birthday party. And I was setting up the food. It was an outside event. And I just remembered the woman who booked me, she had put me 2 cold bottles of water in the freezer. And she was like, I know this is going to hit me because it's hot.
Right.
And I was already so hot. And so I swallowed that water. Like, I just swallowed both of them. And I try to tell myself, you know, that's what did it. Like, it sent me in the shock. But honestly, it was just, I'm tired. My body was ready to just shut down. It was hot. I was overworking myself. I got everything set up. The event was gonna start. And I was talking to a few of the people that was there. You know, they were just asking me, like, who I was and all this stuff like that. And my words started slurring. And I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was just like, just excuse me for a second. And I went to my truck, you know, see if I had something that I could eat, because I'm just like, maybe I just need to eat. Like, maybe my sugar dropping. And I don't have, like, diabetes or that, but it was just like, well, maybe my sugar dropped because I haven't ate. And so I found, like, a pack of rolls, and I started eating the rolls. And I'm just like, this bread ain't tasting right. And I had a drink in the car, plus my AC wasn't working then, so I couldn't
So you
cool
moving
it off.
around having a stroke? I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Moving around having a full-fledged stroke. And like I said, so I went and I sat in my car. I started taking off my chef coat, and I just felt I said something is not right. And I remember I barely had any service, but my group chat, like my wife, my mom, and you know our friends, I sent my location, and they're like, "Why you send your location?" And I remember calling Ashley, and but I couldn't talk, so I passed the phone to the woman that was in front of me, and I was just like, I felt my body going down. And then I was just like, I had said, when my wife answered, tell her I'm finna pass, and that's it.
Wow.
I fell right there to the ground. And you know, I remember everybody like coming around, like, what's wrong? What happened?
Right.
Everybody tried to ask about it, but I couldn't talk.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I couldn't talk. Like, nothing would come out. Like, I couldn't swallow. Like, it was just hard to just do anything. And, you know, I just remember people surrounding me, people trying to pick me up, put me in my truck, like trying to take all my clothes. Like, it was a lot. And I think, you know, from that point, it kind of just, like, my anxiety took over too, because it was just like, I don't know what's wrong.
Right.
I can't talk. I can't respond to these people. And people trying to get my phone, like, who are we calling? I was just like, I'm trying to, like,
wow.
And so luckily, like, my location had went through, and the people at the party, they called the ambulance, and then everybody showed up. Like, all my people showed up.
Right, of course.
And we got to the hospital. You know, they got me situated and all that stuff like that. And it's because my blood pressure was like 268 over 199.
Wow.
And you know, that should have been my wake-up call right there. But it wasn't. You know, I got over that when I took a small break, maybe like a week. But if I don't cook, it's like I'm not in touch with myself. And, you know, I think that depresses me more than anything.
Not cooking.
And so, you know, time passed by, you know, everything going good. I'm thinking I got this under control, you know, all this. And it came time to have my last baby. And that was like, I don't want to say it was an issue, but it was a lot in that moment. From, you know, her having a baby, you know, complications, all that stuff like that. And then just like, it was a lot.
Right.
And I had an event the day after she was born. It was 4 hours away.
Wait a minute. Did she come on the right day, your baby? Was she born on the right day?
She was born the day before.
Why? Hold on. My question is, so you booked an event knowing your baby was going to be born?
See, we booked it. So she had to be, and like she had to be induced. She had to have an emergency C-section.
Okay.
So it was kind of just like, it's here. It's happening.
Okay.
So I was able to spend all day at the hospital.
Okay.
So we got there early that morning. We had the baby. I stayed there all that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then between my mom and Ashley auntie, after I left, they came in.
Okay.
And so my event was in Ocean Springs. It was like 4.5 hours away. Get there, do the event, get home. She stayed in the hospital a few more days. I ended up bringing a baby home.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 days after Ashley got home, it's like, you know how you can tell when something is about to happen. It's like the air is real thick around you.
I do.
So it's just like that thick air like surrounding me. And it's like, I'm hungry, but we need to go to the health store too. But now my mom, that's like when I officially stopped eating pork for real.
Okay.
Except for ribs. I can't let them go.
Right.
But my mom, she had cooked breakfast. And like I said, I was already not eating pork, but I was hungry too, because I was just like, I didn't feel like cooking. We got this baby. And so like, I know I ate probably like 6 sausage patties that day. And I still did it, but I mean, they were fire.
Right.
They were good. I mean, she didn't put them in the oven this time. She fried them, just the good
good
crisp on them.
Right.
I was like, yeah, these good. And so it's like, I need to go to the health store and I need to, along with some food. Mm-hmm. And so I took it to the health store. But while she was in the health store, I was sitting in the truck and my eye was twitching. I was just like, boy, what is going on? Like, what is going on?
Right.
Like, I don't feel no type of way. My head not hurt. Nothing is wrong. Like, but my eye will not stop twitching. And so she finally came out the health store, and we get ready to go pick up our food from Bulldog Burger. And so by this time, my arms start going like numb. I drive, and so I was just like, man, I'm tired. I just started driving my right arm.
Okay.
So I started driving my right arm.
Wow.
And so we pull up. I go inside the door, and I hear somebody talking to me, but I can't find where they at. It's like I went completely delusional in there. It's like she had to direct me to where she was, and I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. But like, I ended up getting food, get back in the car, my arm's still going on, so I switched arms again. We finally got in the house. I was just like, something ain't right. Like, something just ain't cool. And like, what's wrong? I'm just like, I can't pinpoint it right now.
Right.
And so we started eating. I took one bite, and my head just like, it just blew up instantly. I'm like, I'm finna go lay down. Like, I don't feel good. And of course, I started looking up the sign, because I'm like, Google a diagnosis quickly. Like, Google,
that's true. Yeah, Google will tell you
cancer.
everything that's wrong with you
so,
and more.
But this time, like, it was right. And so I lay down. I called my brother. I was just like, I need you to take me to the hospital. I said, I'm having a stroke. And they were just like, are you, everybody in the house, Zakeus, are you okay?
Right.
I'm just like, I'm having a stroke. I need to go to the hospital, like, right now. And when we get in there, I'm like, by this time, I'm walking good, I'm walking normal and all this, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm killing myself. And so I get in there, they get me prepped, and my blood pressure was so high. I mean, it was peaking 300 over 90.
It's like death.
It is.
Okay.
And
I just wanted to say that.
Okay. And there it was just like, yes. And then they was asking me, well, you do these type of narcotics, you do that. I'm like, no.
Wow.
I don't do, are you sure you didn't do anything for you? No. Like, no. And so like, they ran all the tests and all that. They were trying to get my blood pressure down and all that stuff like that. And they found a spot on my brain. And it was just like, from that moment, I found out I had a spot on my brain and I have this heart condition. Now the spot is it won't kill me.
Okay. Wow.
But it jogs my memory really bad.
Okay.
We can be in a conversation, I forget what we talked about right then.
Wow.
And it's just like, and from there I just felt like my life was over, because I was just like, what if I can't cook no more? Like, what if I forget how to do this or do that? And I think that really kept spiking it on. My blood pressure would not go down for 3 days.
Wow.
And I was just like, I got to leave this hospital. Like, I was just ready to leave. I was just like, I can't do this. And I sat there, I cried, I prayed, and it's just like every time somebody brought me some food that had pork, I was like, now I'm trying to kill me. Like, please, just leave, just go.
Right.
And it was just like, I got to do something else. I got to do something better. Have I slowed down completely? No. Have I wanted to? Am I trying? I promise I am.
What's keeping you from slowing down? Because let me tell you, your health is very important.
It is.
When you cannot operate your fillers, you're no good to nobody. You're not good to yourself. I remember I had cases where I blanked out, fell out, like literally on my floor in the kitchen, blanked out. I just heard people hollering, screaming my name, and I'm like, what has happened? Go to the doctor, they can't find anything wrong with me. And I was thinking, I was just traveling from Jackson, Mississippi from an event. I could have blanked out on the road. Thank God I was at home. And all I could think about was, you're overworking. It happened to me twice. And I said, at that point, I got to slow down. And so my question to you is, how do you slow down? Or why do you think you can't slow down? What's keeping you from slowing down?
I don't know, because I don't want to say a lot. But I just say it's a lot. Growing up, everything just wasn't always easy. You know, and I just always told myself, my family, they're gonna be straight. My kids, they're gonna be straight. And it's just, I lived with that so long. Okay. And it was just like, I started to fail myself, because I run. And, I just try to keep up with everything. Not like, because I'm a simple person. I really am. But it's just like, I just want to prove something.
To who? You or others?
It ain't to me. Because I know I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I do. Right. I really do. But it's just like, it's just like when you develop a name for you, and everybody start to see it. Right. And then it's just like, you got to keep going so you can stay on it. And then when you just keep moving it fast, you start to see yourself slip. Okay. You really do. You really do. And in the beginning, it'd be hard to accept that you're slipping. But it's just like, me slipping is steady killing me. And then that depressed me more than anything. Right. I hate to fail anybody. And then when I do fail somebody, I feel like I got to work 115% harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to make it right, and then, working 100% harder to make sure everything else behind it is perfect. Right. And then you go so long with everything just being good, you forget to thank the person who gave you this ability, and then guess what? You start slipping again. Right. You start slipping, and then you're like, wait, I got to get out there. I got to do this now. Right. To get back up with this person. You know what I'm saying? And then you get back on the train of being successful, and then you fail again. And it's just, I think it's part of me just wanted to make sure that, I don't know, it's like I try to be perfect, knowing I can't be perfect. And it's just hard-headed.
That's the key right there. I think that's most important right there. You said, I'm trying to be perfect, but I know I can't be. Why? Because we're human. Right. When we're providing a service, we're not always going to hit the mark every time. We're going to miss something sometime because we're talking to 100 people, 100 clients, 100 meals, right? At a time, you got different situations, different outcomes, and then you got your family. You got so much going on. Right. So sometimes you might miss the mark. The thing is, though, when you miss the mark, how do you come back from it?
I don't it's tough, honestly. I mean, you can come back from it. You could tell yourself, oh, well, I know I didn't do this. I know I didn't do that. But honestly, did you?
So you're facing yourself in the mirror now.
I'm very, when it comes to my business, I'm very transparent.
Right.
I really am. And I mean, everybody know that. It's been so many posts I've made on Facebook. If I did this, let me know. Let me know, because it's just like I can feel, and I know when I'm not 100%. And I just come on, just let me know. Let me know. Don't let me go to sleep with this on my head. Let me know. And then it's just like, Yeah.
I mean, you're saying some really important things right now. You
Right.
know, so I'm sure you have, because I have too. Have you had clients who has not been happy with some of your services?
Plenty of time.
And when you're getting a negative feedback, and you have gotten some negative feedback, what do? I mean, how do you fix it? What are you needing people to do for you so you know how to fix it? You know, how do you bounce back from something that may have, I'm not gonna say torn you down, but sometimes people can tear you, they try to tear you down, reputation.
Well, honestly, I say this, you know, I ask for, I'm a very prayerful person.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. And you know, that you have to be careful what you ask for.
That's very true.
And you know, I was just like, I would pray. I was just like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. You know, I'm ready to slow down, but I don't know how. I don't. And you know, with everything that's happened, it was necessary.
Okay.
Because it's like, I took a break from social media. Mm-hmm. One, because I wasn't happy with myself.
Okay.
And you know, it just got to the point where everything was just, it's like everything was just eating me. You know, it was just like, cause I mean, I can't blame nobody.
Right.
I can't blame nobody but myself. You know, I take full responsibility for anything, you know, that anybody say or anything like that. You know, and it's just like, I guess I needed a wake up call. And you know, that's why I say it was definitely necessary. Because I mean, when you go so long hearing, oh, this was perfect, you did so good, it was like, you the best, you the GOAT, you all this,
right.
And it was just like, and you know, every time I would ask, you know, give me the negative feedback, like give it to me. It wasn't time. It's a time for everything in your alignment with life. It has to align right for the rest of your life to work.
You're right about it.
And I often say in them 3 weeks that I took from social media, I was just like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm good. I know I'm not good mentally, but
right.
I think I'm ready, because with so many people knowing who you are, and especially when you have a following, like, it was times like, I was just like, I developed social anxiety, because I was just like, I do not want to be seen in public.
I can only imagine.
I was just like, I didn't go into like the big Walmarts, Sam's, I was just like, I go in neighborhood, you know.
Right.
I drive to Memphis.
Right. Wow.
You know,
drive all to Memphis.
Like, because it's just like, I didn't want to be seen. I wanted time for myself. And I think that put me in a hole that nobody really just get me out of besides myself. Like, I was just like, you know, when I made the post, like, some people like, why you do that post? Why you make? Because I'm just like, I'm transparent. Like, I'm telling everybody that's around me, but it's not off my chest enough. You know, when, like, honestly, everybody know I love knives. Like, I got so many knives, very sharp knives. And when I couldn't get a knife to slit a vein in my body, I was just like, I knew something else had to be coming out. I knew it had been another purpose. Like, something else had to be working out. Like, even though I can't see it, even with everything I got going on, and I got so much going on, you know, it's just like, no, you still got to be perfect. You still got to do this. You still got to do that. And it's just like, everything is starting to work out, but it's just like, I don't know. And so, I mean, people ask me all the time, I'm good. Like, I'm good. You know, and, you know, out and about, my mental, it might be crazy, but that's just me fighting myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, everything that, you know, I'm trying to make right with everybody. Right? You know?
I'm sure that's probably tough, too.
It is, but I mean, it's a part of life. It's a part of this business. You know, I chose the career that I wanted to be in, and nobody chose it for me.
Right.
And, you know, when I sat down and, you know, I finally said, I'm going to do this, you know, that first night that I said, you know what, God, I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going I'm gonna be this chef. I'm gonna be that chef. You know, that dream, that first dream that I had was so vivid. And, you know, it was just like, when you see everything, you know, you only mostly see the good, but then when you have a nightmare behind it, like, when is this gonna happen? When did this happen? And usually my dreams tell me, they told me my whole life, because the dreams that I had last year, all of them will come to pass this year. Like, and it's just crazy. And it's just like, lately I haven't been dreaming because I haven't been sleeping like crazy. You know, I'm up constantly just trying to be like, okay, I need to do this to make this work. And then with this, the only thing I do. Right. This is the only income that I have.
Which makes a difference when it's your livelihood.
Right.
It's a big difference.
And so it was just like, you got to do this. You got to make it right. You got to. You know what I'm saying? And I think even still, when I finish making everything right, you know, for the people who have kind of just like, well, you know this, I think I'll finally be able to just be like, okay. But then again, I also say, but maybe that's just not it. Like, what actually do you want to do? You know, and I was just like, well, maybe I'm just going to stop catering. I'm not going to do no large events. Because, I mean, plated events for smaller crowds, I'm a very sociable person. Was, for a sec. You know, getting back there. But, like, when it comes to smaller groups, you know, 2 to 40 people, 50 people, you know, in there, you know, where I can have, you know, I can just be creative, just be an artist. And, you know, I can actually talk to everybody, you know, that's there. I think that's more of my speed, my style. Don't get me wrong. I love catering. I had a passion for it. Still like to do it. But catering isn't like my passion per se, because that's what I started out doing. Right. And, you know, like, don't get that wrong. You know, I'm still accepting events. I understand. You know, but it's just like, I'm known to help people. I really am. And I always say I'm that caterer that's going to help everybody. You know, I don't know. I think it's just me, because my heart is so huge. It's so big. It's been times I've done events for free. Completely for free. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know, that excites, because I like taking people, like, you come to me and you tell me, well, I can only do this. I can do that. Okay, well, let me help y'all. Let me see what I can do. Even if it hurts me. Right. And then I should just be like, let me see what I can do. Let me work this out for you. Because everybody deserves to, you know, to have something. And everybody won't work with you. Everybody won't give you that, you know, won't give you that lending hand. Right. And I mean, you guys say, I get the shirt off my back, the shoes off my feet. I've done it plenty of times. Like, I just hate to see anybody in a situation, especially if I can help them. And I mean, with food, I can do food. Right. You know what I'm saying? You might not have the best presentation. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You might not have the best presentation, and you might not have, you know, this and that. But I'm gonna give you something so you can at least have something. Right. You know, have it always worked out? No. But, you know, it still just makes me feel good at the end. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you going the extra mile for some clients who could not afford it, but you did anyway? Do you feel like that has hurt you too some? Like, I don't want to say it hurts me, because at the end of the day, I know what's there for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't say no. I know several would say no. Right. Several would say this is my price, and if you can't, I can't do it. And you know, I was like that for a while, and I still today be like, no, this is my price. But then it's just like, I don't want to say I get sucked up into it because it's me, but I'm just like, you know what? I feel, because I'm human too. I know it's hard trying to maintain this, and I know it's hard trying to maintain this. I tell you what, you buy your tea, you buy your lemonade, okay, and I got you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, I'm positive. Like, don't ask me no more. Just like, you know, it's cool. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't think I can stop that part. And like I said, some people say, that's hurting you, that's doing this. No, because for one, it's my grader at the end will be amazing. You know, but I tell people that all the time. It's just like, I'm good. I'm cool. You know,
I love that. I love their response. My grader will be amazing in the end. I do love that. I do love that. And I hate to go back to what you just said, but I cannot pass it. I don't know if you even want to talk about it, but you said it. You said when you took a knife.
Yeah.
And tried to slit yourself.
Yeah. I did. I mean, it was tough. Honestly. It was tough because I wasn't used to that much.
Right, because I mean, it was some things that went viral that was
and like I said,
it was all negative.
But it was necessary. And that's I mean, like I said, it was necessary. Like it's the way that I needed to see it.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, I beat myself up more about that than anything. You know, like I said, it was necessary.
Well, I'm going to say you are very brave to come out, you know, on social media and just to share your story.
Well, we were tough.
You know, to share your story. And for some of you who may know the story, you know, some negative feedback, it's like, I'm here doing such a great job, and then boom, this hit me, right? And it goes viral. And I understand you took a break for yourself, but you said it was necessary to bounce back. Right. So what I'm hearing is that, how do you react to negative feedback? You can just fold up and not come back, or you're like, okay, you know what? I own up to my mistake.
Right.
And I'm making it right for each and every person. Is everybody going to be satisfied? No, they're not. Right. But you're doing all that you can. And I'm hearing that you're saying you're still working on that stuff. So some people you haven't gotten to, you still working on that.
Still working on it.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine how hard that is financially as well. You know, so did it affect your business
I don't even want to say that it affected my business.
Okay.
I don't want to say that. I don't. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did lose a few clients.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Enough to count them on my hands. But still, with those, and you know, you just don't know what the future holds.
Exactly, that's true.
You know, and it's just like, you know, I'm grateful for that. Mm-hmm. You know, even with those people, mm-hmm. you know, it's just like, well, I got you. I ain't got you yet. But I mean, if I tell you this day, it might not be. But I got you. It's coming.
That. Yeah,
it's coming. And so it's just like, you know, I mean, I appreciate, you know, everybody, you know, being patient with me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody is understanding.
Right.
Like I haven't really got nobody that's just outright.
That's good.
You know, because like I said, I mean, they all understand, and it's just like, you know, it's still a working process.
Right.
And like I said, you know, I appreciate it. You know, because like I said, I mean, a lot of clients are still here. You know, they take it like, Zeke, would you make sure we still good?
Are you good? Are you good? Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we good. You know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but you know.
I mean, because this is how I feel in the restaurant business, in the food business, in any industry. Like, we can have some bad experiences. I think about McDonald's. You know, okay, my kids, my son loves McDonald's.
My kids do too.
I go there. They messed up them burgers so many times, but guess what we do? We go right back to McDonald's and get another burger. This time, make sure it's right. I'm gonna check my bag, make sure it's right first. You just come to the experience. Right. And so I look at things like, yeah, sometimes they probably do lose some people who won't come back. But I'm thinking if they're trying to get it right with a great attitude, people do come back.
Yeah, it's part of, I mean, I had some clients from when I first started, out, you know what I'm saying? When I was really still learning today. You never stop learning. And, boy, her event was not the way it was supposed to go. Like, nothing happened the way it was supposed to go. And so, you know, she didn't say nothing. And she was like, Zeke, let me tell you something. And so she told me, you know, I got her right and all this stuff like that. And a few years later, she came back. I was so surprised. Like, I was so surprised. She was just like, I want to do something in my house. I don't want you to do it. I was just like, me? And you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it happened from there. Even though I think she's mad at me right now. You know, we need to talk. But, you know, like I said, you know, everybody eventually comes back around. Right. You know, because like I said, a lot of people believe in second chances. You can be mad at a person so long. I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You can be mad at a person, but then I'd be like, you know what? Listen, I need you to do this for me.
Right, exactly. Like, look, I'm mad at you because this is what happened. Well, why you didn't tell me? Well, I'm just mad at you. I didn't want to tell you, right? It happens. But I just think you're brave and you're bold enough and you're honest enough to admit some things that you had to work on.
Right.
And you said it was necessary to bounce back so
right.
he can be the better version of Zeke that he can
right.
be. So I love that. I do. I do love that. So listen, are you still taking new clients and new places?
I am.
Okay. So tell our viewers, how can they reach out to you the best way?
Whew. So many different ways.
Go ahead.
Of course, I still do Facebook. I still got Messenger. Instagram.
What's the name? You get to the name.
The Instagram is braids_by_Zeke. I post a lot more of my content on there than I do Facebook. Cause I'm really just trying to build my IG. Twitter, I got Twitter too, but I don't really fool with it. I got emails, braids_by_Zeke@gmail.com. Personal, you can inbox me for that. I ain't gonna get that out live, but it's a lot of ways. You can always reach me through mutuals as well. Everybody this person wants you to do an event for them. Well, they hit me up. I got y'all. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm still Zeke. And as always, I'm the Culinary Surgeon.
I love it, you all. I love it. So again, we got Zeke here, and he's telling his story, and I love it. And I hope you do too. Again, this is Healthy Talks. We're here to promote being healthy, happy, and insured through conversation. Do you feel good today?
I feel
you feel
good.
healthy after you have talked it out some?
I do. Boy, at first I was just like, ooh, I'm not
That's
coming.
okay. I think it's important for you to let your supporters know that you're still here.
Right.
They still can reach out to you when they need you, and that's the main thing. And those other people who are waiting on you, you're getting it right with them. And so I'm just happy to hear that. And that's what you do. Take care of one person at a time, one client at a time, and one meal at a time. So you all are my healthy loves, and y'all have a great night. Bye.